Welcome to my second video or part 2 of my let's play slash tutorial slash um, semi-noob guide. I'm going to start off with explaining why Brigandine challenge mode is easy and the turn limit or time limit is actually quite generous. Okay, as you see here, I'm in the middle of a fight. I was able to start it off by letting my Black Elemental aggro the enemy team. Luckily, they don't have a ranger. They only have archers and a temple knight, and luckily my Black Elemental survive. So right now I'm trying to heal or defend my Black Elemental. I need to set it up because once you aggro the enemy, the AI always fights back and chases you no matter where you are. So in this case, uh, it will save me time. I won't have to go all the way there, and I can prepare for them. Yeah, now we can heal my Black Elemental. So mermaids can spam resist, so make sure you don't waste that. See, they're braving the ocean just to fight me, just because I attacked one of their units with the Black Elemental. Now I can prepare. So I'm guessing the Temple Knight will go first, and they'll be within range. So I'm gonna prepare for that. We can actually poke them more, but Black Elemental will die unless I heal him. So let's just put him aside for now. Actually, I'll be able to heal him anyway. Let's see what will happen next. I need to buff somebody. So if I'm gonna buff somebody, I'm gonna buff. I know, I'll just debuff someone when they come close. I'll be able to reach the, yeah. Okay, let's heal my Black Elemental. Give it some protection as well. Yeah, it's a good thing I put resist on the Black Elemental, so it reduces the damage of flame. Now we can start off with our counterattack. So the reason why, or one of the reasons why challenge mode or any hard mode, even with the turn limit, is easy is because AI don't really focus on the end game. Of course, just the AI. They don't focus on what, in the overall scheme of things. Basically, they will always try to damage uh, on priority, regardless of who does the damaging or killing. So if, for example, this one's in range and they can damage you without dying, they will do that. Or if this is within range, a leader is within range, they will pick the leader and they will do that regardless of the unit, regardless if it's a suicide attack or not. It's obvious it's obvious. Um, you can see this obviously when you do auto mode by pressing L3 on the controller, and the units will go forward no matter what. So the best way to do an auto mode run is to have units that can dodge or evade or not die and just spamming their normal attack. Okay, and I've done that. I've done like at the world record 2 minutes rune guard run, and I can shorten the time by buffing the units more, but that's like a waste of time. Okay, so that's not the point. So what I mean by end game is, um, you see, my units are greatly higher levels than their leaders, right? Because you can focus your last hits on the leader, and if the leader dies, if you have panacea, it won't matter. Uh, but most definitely they won't be gone permanently. If you however focus on, like, let's say this level 12 Phoenix, right? Or you like last hit on the Phoenix, the unit that any monster unit can die permanently, no matter what level. Especially if it's like a Phoenix, their defense is 125. It's really not that high, but their int is quite low, so you can just nuke it down with angels, and and then it's gone. All the time spent on leveling that unit is wasted. So if you focus only on leaders, and the AI uses Halo usually like on mandrakes, man eaters, so that they can hit and paralyze the enemy units, their enemy units. But you, as a human, can actually use Halo just to level up your leaders. And leaders, when they level up, they have a lot of bonuses. Uh, Even if the stat roll per level isn't perfect, you still get significant stats like strength, mana pool, which means magic pool, which means you get like more uh, allowance to get more monsters. So that's what I mean by end game. You could focus your levels on leaders, and then it's going to go a long way. Whereas the AI just focuses on what they can kill fast. For the most part, it's very the AI does seem competent in that sense, in that regard, because it's usually what you need to win a match. But in order to win the whole entire game, challenge mode in this case, you really need to focus on your leaders, which the AI really doesn't do. Usually, the AI is the first to like sacrifice its leaders if they can. You can see this if like you're fighting Rudo or other leaders, and then usually they end up losing. So even though it's divine open quotation mark close quotation marks AI, it's still sometimes or most of the time the AI can be quite stupid. So like in this case, the leader goes charging head first because the AI knows it has decent defense. It won't die on the first three hits, but you can actually focus more than three hits on the enemy leader. So in this case, I'm gonna show you that. So we can decide to put this actually farther out of harm's way. The reason why I'm putting out, there's two reasons why I'm putting it out of harm's way and damaging it, even though it's the only thing that he will damage. One is to get him out of the obvious range of enemy fire. The other reason is to open up a slot so that additional units can attack the leader. So there. Then I'm going to cast React on Charlotte. So she can gain more levels. So but it is in the critical. So now we're gonna ignore Charlotte for now. You can see that his next attack will leave the enemy at 33 HP. So you can try to look for a unit that can damage it with 33 HP or more. The 35. Let's hope she doesn't parry. Because if she parries, then we're in trouble. 35, that's good. And now we can kill her. We can use Thief's Uppercut so we can get a bit of HP. So that's basically how you kill the enemy leader. So always like, don't think just because it's a healer or a unicorn, it can do damage, it can do attack. Sometimes the stats of the unit might surprise you. Most of the time, this will be due to the fact it's either a mana miracle or it has a really good strength roll when you summon it. So never what you call that, disregard the fact that enemy units can do damage. In this case, it was very helpful, and we were able to take out the whole troop of what's her name. At the same time, getting a free nightmare, uh, which we can either keep. In this case, yes, because it's too far to like train against. And we can heal the unicorn if need be, because this archer might be able to kill it. Now let's set up our defenses even more. Or one of the reasons why a Goblin Knight can go farther is because it also needs to be within range so that it can spam Despair Wave. Yeah, let's defend our unicorn. So this is already a good run for hard mode or challenge mode. Okay, let's spam Halo. He still needs one more proficiency to become a champion. Yeah, let's defend. We can actually focus on the High Lizard Man. Even though he got crit, it's fine. That Lizard Man's actually really lucky. I might have to heal my yeah, I might have to heal him later. Let's see the proficiency of the Bard. Still 2. Oh yeah, when healing, here's a tip, especially when there's like a few units left. If, for example, you know that they'll be focus fired, when their HP is going to be topped off, meaning that you're going to waste a bit of HP when healing, because the healing is usually 170 onwards, and for this instance, it's only 110 or 120 HP difference. Then go ahead and heal that unit. But if the threat isn't that much, like especially they're going to cross the water to get to you, you don't really need to heal that much. So in this case, it's better to like either buff the unit or use Halo. But since the unit already has Halo, we don't really need to buff him up. He has both attack up from his focus, fighting focus. So you also, it won't stack. The buff of the Bard and the buff of the Monk or Grappler does not stack, so it's a waste to use it. Rather conserve your mana when you actually will be needing it. Let's put them on defense and let this one be on range. So let's see what the archer will do. Of course, she will try to kill the ghoul. So that's an okay loss. Now the leader is within range. So even if the accuracy is low, it's okay. It's a free hit. Doesn't really cost mana, and you can have a chance to. Well, she's a mana stone wielder, so she won't be paralyzed, but she's also really squishy, so it's okay to like poke her a bit. So We can try now to... Wait, now his attack up or off. That's fine. If we set up our units in a row, regardless, he will use his Thunder Breath. So we can also try to avoid that by putting the unit away from, any fire. We can like block. We can attempt to block those units. So that's fine. We can have this heal. What we're waiting for is um, the leader to be like in front. So we're just waiting for that. It's gonna miss. So we're just gonna, before we go there. So now we can heal the Hellhound because it took a lot of damage. See, 195. You can go on standby because this is gonna be a Pegasus later. Of course it'll miss. We can also now buff our frontline units so that the damage of their breath attacks will also be more, as well as give them resistance. Now we can spam resistance as much as we want. She already had the resistance. Now in this case, we can use react on the dragon, so they can attack twice. I really want to use breath, but it's going to damage the wyvern, so I'm gonna avoid doing that. I'll wait for the wyvern to die, then probably use it, or I can put this one in range. Nah, this is it's a good place for the dragon. So yeah, like I expected, they've got range attacks, so they're pretty much comfortable staying where they are, and we don't want that. So we're gonna try to break through their forces as much as we can. See, yeah, this guy's gonna die soon. How do we do that? We break through by either killing the nightmare or, focusing on killing the leader. Now the wyvern is dead, so now he's within range of, the breath attack. And that's actually what we want. So there's a big chance I will die. So I'm gonna attack this one, so he won't counter attack. The reason why it doesn't counter attack is grapplers have a passive of pushing the enemy away with breaking blow, so that they, if the X is not occupied, they will be pushed back, and then if they're pushed back and they're a melee unit, they won't be able to counterattack. But if they're pushed back and they're a centaur, then they will be able to counterattack. So something to keep in mind. I'm just gonna try to level up or run away actually. Now we really need to not die, so I might hold off on spamming Halo. There's no other unit that we can actually kill, so we're going to hold off on using Halo for now. Mermaids that are out of mana can actually do damage, especially when they're underwater. But for this instance, I think we're gonna like Charm Song is 100 mana, so we can't really use it. 45 damage. I think we'll go for it. Luckily, it was a crit. Now we can use Dark Breath. Now we can use Holy Breath. We can choose to kill it or leave it for the monk. Decisions. Let's leave it for the monk. So now they're in trouble. They don't have a healer, meaning their leader will most likely die in their last turn. Okay, the leader's the healer, so that's fine. Now we can, but she can still be damaged from this distance. So just 351 left, and he will level up to and become a champion. See, that was a stupid move. I could have just gone forward and tried to heal in the enemy castle, but that's fine. You live and you learn. I can actually do that strat with the Black Elemental now. Or with the Mermaid. Can't use Dark Breath anymore. So I can actually try to damage it or let the monk finish him off. That's probably what I'm gonna do. That's fine. We might actually lose this because there are only 2 turns left. It's out of mana soon. I'm actually out of range to kill the dragon, but that's fine. So now I'm within range of their base. Just getting XP here. This is going to be a close fight. Yeah, they're most probably dead in this turn. Let's level up. So now I've got a champion because Charlotte reached proficiency 5. So that's a good gain. Now we can try to finish it. There's two ways to finish it. Either we go to their enemy base by turn 12, or we finish their leader off. So both options are possible at this time. So I guess it's goodbye Black Elemental, which is fine because now we have range to kill the leader. So now we can kill the leader, or because if we don't kill her now, she will retreat. So better kill her now. And we have to pick which unit to kill her. So since I want a Fenrir, we will let the Hellhound finish her off. And it's okay that the Black Elemental died. It wouldn't, be useful to get it to level 20 anyway. And we're gonna have a Nightmare to fill in the gap of, or the space that it leaves behind. So that's fine. This is easily missable, but it's better to keep in mind that once you kill the leader, all of the units go kaput, right? And the game's over. So you're going to miss out on any XP you could have gotten by damaging like their other units with your other units. So before you kill a leader, especially if it's like 100%, like in this case it's 100%, always try to see if you can get any last minute XP, because it might mean the difference of a world of difference. It might mean that you level up after finishing the fight, or whatever. So in this case, try to get as much experience as you can get. He got 165. Even if he's paralyzed, it's fine because the game's about to end. I mean, the battle's about to end. So now there's no other units. We can finish the leader off and finish the match. So this is why, even if it's hard mode, it's actually quite easy. Just taking the time to like learn the mechanics or the skills, and in like a week or so, the whole entire challenge mode upon quotation marks, it's not really all that challenging. If it were super duper easy or normal, then it's like there's no point to play it. That's why I don't go easy, normal, or the customized crap, because I really want to play the game as what it's meant to be played, and that's why I go to challenge mode without the customization and stuff like that. And I get champion medal. That's good. Luckily, a knight wishes to enlist, so I have now more units to spread across. I can turn into a bard or a cleric. So don't waste the units, especially at challenge mode. So that's all for part 2. I'll probably do a part 3 if like I feel like it. That's all. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.